Right, hello and welcome to Camel Finance. I'm your boy Camel, and we live inside the greatest show on earth. I don't know why people watch TV and Netflix. I really don't, because nothing is more entertaining than being in this world and being inside of crypto specifically. Look, yesterday the timeline was getting pretty wild already. Okay, we had the SEC chair Gary Gensler come out and say, be careful if you're going to invest in crypto assets. We had the ETF applicant co-founder come out and say that we're going to start trading Wednesday, we're going to be approved on Wednesday for the spot Bitcoin ETF and start trading on Thursday. Kramer comes out and says Bitcoin's topping out, of course, synonymous with being a counter trend indicator. And we had Standard Chartered Bank come out and say Bitcoin's probably going to 200k by the end of 2025 if the spot ETFs are approved. And as if that wasn't wild enough, we then had the VanEck CEO come out and confirm the spot Bitcoin ETFs will indeed begin trading on Thursday. So things are starting to heat up very, very quickly, only for the SEC to come and bring the most entertainment to the crypto space that I have seen in a very, very, very long time. What a wild time to be alive, okay? Look at 311, the SEC Gov tweets, their official account, by the way, tweets that all Bitcoin ETFs are approved. And in a single 5-minute candle, Bitcoin's price spikes into the 48k region. I want to quickly pause here and point at this and say, look, if you think the ETF is priced in, okay, you really, there's something wrong with your brain. So going back to this, look, 326, Gary Gensler then comes out and says, actually, this is false. This was a SEC account hack, okay? And then minutes later, the SEC regains control of their account and deletes the original tweet. And then minutes later, again, we see the SEC tweet that they were indeed hacked and they have not approved the ETFs. So if this sounds fishy to you, what is this? So, I mean, yeah, take a look at this, okay? That chart tells you everything you need to know. As always, right, I'm going to be Camel, I'm going to make fun of this, and we're going to make a joke out of it. But at the same time, we're going to stay objective, and we're going to see if we can learn something from here, or if indeed there is some hidden truth going on. We're going to go through it, okay? We're going to go through it. Look, I'm no cybersecurity expert, but it seems almost impossible to notice a bad tweet from an org account, tweet from the chair's account to correct it, then recover the hacked social media account, then tweet about the incident and respond to it from the hacked account, all in a few minutes. That does seem pretty unrealistic. Even if you're the SEC, are you really going to be able to get in touch with Elon that quickly and get all this sorted out? I don't really think so, personally. That's my two sats. A lot of people are coming out and saying, look, this account probably was hacked. And the reason for that is they liked a couple of tweets. Well, to me, that doesn't really mean anything. Okay, yes, the SEC would not have liked these tweets right here, these responses. But personally, that to me doesn't mean anything. British Hodl came out and said, look, this was not a hack, okay? This was an employee screwing up a scheduled post. And I tend to lean more on this side of things, okay? And or a slick way to clear leverage out in Bitcoin. And of course, we saw that because of those wicks, right? Take all the stops to the upside, wreck all the stops to the downside, and now what's price doing? Like, not really a great deal, right? Kind of more or less in that same range that we've been in. In fact, if I click onto a daily chart, I wonder how different this actually looks. Yeah, okay, so, I mean, negligible, right? Negligible. Anyway, let's keep going. So possibly the leverage cleared out. I imagine what they did was they were supposed to schedule a post to say, yep, everything's approved, and it was supposed to go live, be posted to the official SEC account today at the close of market. But I think probably what happened is someone fat-fingered the send button and it went out early, and then they decided to say, oh no, it's a hack or whatever. Either way, I tend to agree with British here that approvals are still coming tomorrow. And of course, the comedy show continues as people start to dig up old SEC tweets and stuff. Take a look at this, right? This is from the SEC again. Careful what you read on the internet. Okay, the best source of information about the SEC is the SEC. So, I mean, hilarious, right? But it keeps getting better. Also saying, use two-step verification or multi-factor authentication if available. And then, of course, they came out and said that was the reason their account was able to be hacked, because they were not using 2FA on the SEC account. So, again, more comedy. We also have Elon Musk's ex investigating the cause of the SEC hack. And I'm sure this is exactly what Gensler looks like, since he probably forgot that he sued Elon at the early days of Tesla's growth. And of course, Elon is famous for saying that he does not respect the SEC. So I imagine Elon will be taking this as an opportunity to get Gary back. I certainly would if I was Elon. We had Jack Dorsey, the former CEO of Twitter, come out and say, look, there's no way that was a hack. Again, I tend to lean on this side that wasn't a hack. It was probably just an accident or some intern on the inside. Or, let's be honest, would you really be surprised if this is just pure market manipulation from inside the SEC? I personally wouldn't, right? I just think this is how the game is played. And Bitcoin and crypto is subject currently to less regulations than traditional markets. So I just think this is part and parcel. Like I said, it's one of the funniest shows on earth. Like, I don't know why you need Netflix or television, because this is hilarious. Just like we have in the Genesis block a pinned Times headline that says Chancellor on the brink of second bailout for banks, somebody has now pinned the following into this block right here. SEC chairman on the brink of second ETF approval. Oh, absolutely brilliant. I love it. I love it so much. So anyway, the long and short of it is, okay, no pun intended, all the stops have now been run. The Darth Maul wick is indeed here, and all the stops have run, right? All the liquidity has been grabbed. There is no more excessive open interest. All the leverage has been flushed, and we're now ready for that approval today, ready to set the true direction. Keep in mind, if the ETFs indeed start trading tomorrow, market close at 5 p.m. on Friday will kick off a weekend spot buying rally that induces the biggest FOMO you've ever seen at market open on Monday. Except Monday is a public holiday. So the face melt potential here has been initiated. All we need to see is the thing approved, confirmed today. As I'm saying this, I'm wondering if they've done this deliberately just to try to dampen the effect, right? People have had their hopes up and down and up and down, and we've seen fake articles and even now fake articles about fake approvals coming from the SEC directly. I wonder if all of this is now going to somewhat dampen the confirmation of approval, assuming we get it today. I wonder if as we get approved, people will be like, oh, I can't be bothered with this anymore. Who knows, right? So maybe, it's just occurred to me, maybe that's what's going on. Overall, total GOAT rodeo indeed. There is no show like this on earth, and I absolutely love it, and I hope you do as well. So what a time to be alive. I told you this year was going to be crazy. I did. I've been saying it over and over again, and believe me, this is nothing. We are just getting started. We are just getting started. In other news, you can now buy a Toyota with Bitcoin. I'm not sure why you'd want a Toyota. I think Bitcoin's better than any Toyota, but to each their own. 94% of all the 19.6 million Bitcoin is currently in profit. So take a look at that. Tells us to keep an open mind about seeing much higher prices walking forward. Also, Bitcoin continues to eat currencies alive. We can see this here. The Turkish lira, again, Bitcoin at all-time highs. Argentinian peso, all-time highs. Look at that. Egypt, okay, same deal. And Lebanon, same deal. So Bitcoin continues to eat up these fiat currencies, and it's only a matter of time before it starts to do this to the larger fiats as well. Lastly, before we hop into some charts, look, the World Bank needs glasses because the World Bank has come out and said soft landing looks increasingly possible. Why do I bring this up? If you've been here before, you already know, right? We wanted to see soft landing narratives proliferate as we start to move higher in the markets. The more that consensus becomes a soft landing has been achieved, the more that feeds into this narrative of a global deflationary bust that we are indeed expecting. So I expect to see more and more soft landing narratives. I want to see more and more soft landing narratives, and I want every man and his dog to think that the Fed indeed engineered a soft landing. So happy days there. Moving into the charts, right? The dollar, we've got CPI tomorrow, haven't we? So hopefully by the time we get to tomorrow, we get that lower CPI print and we can roll over and do this. Of course, show me the charts and I'll tell you the news comes to mind here, right? The dollar ready to roll over, isn't it? On a lower CPI print, just as what should start tomorrow as well. Of course, the ETF going live. So this feeds into that narrative quite nicely. I expect to see Bitcoin continue to staircase up. Look, a lot of people probably got wrecked, and that's because they don't know how to use leverage and they don't know how to size their trades. But ultimately, has anything changed, right? We're still above that low, so there's no invalidation yet. We're still making higher highs and higher lows so far. So impossible for me to be bearish at this moment in time, particularly if we get that ETF approval. I think this yellow squiggle is going to come to fruition. Still an outside chance that we get rejected and we do this. Okay, not ruling that out, but until such time as we lose this low, then I remain biased to the upside. Here's gold, still no cycle low for gold. Oil, as you can see, still kind of bleeding, hasn't made a decision yet. So we'll see. We'll get a direction either this way or this way in the not too distant future. And the stock market so far hasn't fully confirmed the break above this local high cluster denoted by the red horizontal line. But I think that's probably coming, especially once we get that lower CPI print. Of course, if we don't get a lower CPI print, we will roll over. And if we do that, then what I will do is say that this is the original count. We have got a failed cycle when we're on our way back down. So somebody was asking me, said that confirmation of this count is a break above here, right? And then we'll accept this current count as the right one. But where's the invalidation for this? Well, it's currently this until proven otherwise, right? I've just marked this here because I largely suspect this is what's going to happen. So for this count to be confirmed, we need to break above this, right? The high from back here, that confirms that this is indeed the right count. And if we don't, then this is the right count here, and we expect something like this to occur into that next cycle low. So, hope that's clear now. Overall, I expect this thing to keep moving up. I haven't yet added this position as well. I was going to say that. So, like I said, I want to see follow through yesterday. I also said in yesterday's video that I don't want to see this thing bleed lower. So, as it stands, right, still not long, but if we can get back above the high from 2 days ago, this big green candle, get back above there, and I will trigger a longs, and it will look something like this. So, I kind of expect that to happen today. If not, if there's a bit more chop today, then I'm sure it'll happen tomorrow after CPI comes in cold. Of course, if CPI comes in hot, all bets are off. To me, this looks like it wants to continue up. That's the NASDAQ. And the Dow, look, still not stopped me out. So long and strong continue to push. VIX kind of moving its way down now, isn't it? So again, that's to be expected. And the Russell 2K thinking about making a decision. So we'll see how it goes. As ever, one day at a time. Not a great deal has really changed, has it? Right? We still haven't got the ETF approved, but it still hasn't been rejected either. We still haven't seen the CPI print, so don't know if it's hot or cold, but we know the direction, especially if you've been paying attention to the channel. Other than that, long and strong, baby. What a week already. What a year already. And like I said a million times, it's only just beginning. So I hope you love what you do as much as I do. I hope you're doing well in life. And until next time, take care from me. All the best. Cheers. Bye.